Jumanji. Jumanji 4. All right. Technically, Jumanji 4. I know. It's annoying. And if anything, I just call it Jumanji 4 because then it enacts comment baiters who want to be like, there was a third movie? I didn't see that one. When did that come out? Oh, it's actually Jumanji 3, okay? We're not really counting the Robin Williams one. Just I don't care. Just leave those comments, engage with the video. I am happy either way, buddy. But this is technically the fourth Jumanji movie since they count the Robin Williams film, and they have started filming. And we already even have set photos of them working and doing. And honestly, it makes me kind of excited for what this movie is going to end up being like. So here, let me pull up some of these photos. Dude, The Rock is going to be tiny in this one. I say tiny, but look, I just spammed you with a freaking ad right there. Sorry, guys. Let me just wait for that to go away. That way I can exit out. Okay. But The Rock, as you guys know, he recently lost a ton of weight for another role he's doing because he's trying to do more serious roles other than like Smashing Machine. Bro is looking pretty thin for The Rock. You know, you could try to make bro's the pebble.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
But I mean, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna work well. He supposedly he did have time to pack on some muscle, but face wise, he is looking pretty skinny. He's looking pretty skinny. Very jealous. But all right, so with this one, with the first look photo that they released, they shot them all when they were out in the open, in a city. Here we go. And I was like, oh, yes, that's right. The second movie or the third movie ended with Jumanji finally peering or peeking into our world a lot like the Robin Williams film. I remember kind of being disappointed when the first movie came out of the Dwayne Johnson version with this cast because I was like, okay, I think the idea of going into Jumanji is cool, but it's like the things coming out of Jumanji and peeking into our world and doing all that. That's what made the Robin Williams one very fun to me. Same as like kind of Zathura. Um, but it's like, all right, but now in this third attempt, we are actually going to be getting that. And I think it even sets up for some really interesting character dynamics because now the characters that they've been playing are actually going to be themselves because we have a couple of photos here with one of the I wanted to call him a Wolfhard brother. That's not a Wolfhard. He was in the Naked Brothers band, which I don't think I can search Naked Brothers online and get a good result. But you know what? We like to live dangerously. Naked Brothers bandcast, because that's how I knew them. Nat Wolf. Okay, Nat Wolf and Alex Wolf. I believe it's Alex Wolf, right? It's not Nat. Um, that you could see him here interacting with them. So they're finally not going to be doing the thing where they're like jumping into each other's bodies and pretending to be Dr. Braveheart Stone or whatever the name is. Now we're actually going to see how those characters are supposed to be without someone pretending to be them. I think that's actually going to be very fun. Maybe they could still do some body swapping thing and have some fun there, but I think it's just as fun just to have them finally be the characters they're supposed to be from the games, and they're all like, there's a building. I'm used to a jungle. The peak writing right there. So I like that. Could be fun. They're saying it is the final movie, which understandable. This cast is still very popular. Jack Black, Kevin Hart, Dwayne Johnson, even Karen Gillian. So yeah, it makes sense that they only have the budget to like keep upping them up every for 3 movies. But I'm also like, dude, this Jumanji concept is so cool. Why don't we have more Jumanji movies, but that aren't Jumanji? I brought up a second ago Zathura. How many of y'all remember Zathura? I remember I didn't like it as much as Jumanji, but this was still a pretty fun movie. Josh Hutcherson. It was basically Jumanji, but in space. And again, they play the game, but everything is space themed. How do we not have like 5 or 7 of these movies? Or 6, 7. I don't know if there's a sound effect for that, but I'll look for one. I'll look for one. But I'm like thinking about the endless potential you could do with that with the different themes. Like, can you imagine a horror movie that's Zathura or Jumanji? You could have like, I don't know, just like a circus and do a bunch of clowns and horror stuff starts happening. What sounds do clown makes when they goon? All right, yeah, I just did that. So I still think maybe that's the next step because Jumanji still be making a lot of money. right? Jumanji, like I think both movies end up close to $1 billion each time. Jumanji, what's up? Next level. Search up the box office on that. Jumanji, to box office. Let's just see like oh dude, yeah, the second one they made with that cast, $800, 800 million. Dude, that's great. That's awesome. So somehow Jumanji's still gonna come back, even if it's with a new cast. But I wouldn't mind them trying something out kind of like this. No, the people I thought it bombed. No, these movies make bank. Like that first movie, I actually do think made 1 billion. Not the Robin Williams one, but the what is it? The 2000 is it 2009 17? Let's look at that one. That one probably did make 1 billion. I remember that surprise. Oh no, it was close though. It was close. 9 6, dude. Money like this is really hard in Hollywood. In 2016, it was they were happy and all that, and they thought that was cool, but Marvel movies were making that like every weekend. They were like, "Oh, cool, we got that. We can make a sequel." Now they are just begging. They're begging for that. So, yeah, it does not surprise me with how much these movies makes people enjoy them, people love them. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But you guys let me know. You excited for Jumanji 4? And do you like this that the characters that they were playing are finally gonna be acting as themselves? I want to see what Dwayne Johnson's character is actually gonna act like as this like Smolder. Like we're gonna see his real Smolder. No fake Smolder. It's gonna be real Smolder. That's gonna be worth the price a ticket alone.